Nigerian fashion designers are not joking. This gorgeous dress made by Styled by Liar on Instagram caught my attention while scrolling through Instagram, and I thought to share 3 beading tutorials that will help us recreate something similar to what we have right here on the screen. If you'd be interested in learning, please make sure you watch this video to the end, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and feel free to drop your questions down in the comment section. Let's get started. Alright guys, so we are going to jump straight into the first beading pattern that we are going to be working on this piece of net. Just in case it's looking all clear and stuff, I'm working on net. This is a plain hard net. I bought it from Rumomasi Market. So the line where they sell fabric, you see different people, like there's Mr. Okoro on that line, but there are so many other fabric sellers there, so feel free to ask them for hard nets in the color that you want. Alright, so this is hard net in color white. Like I said, it's a single piece of net. For this purpose, you can use your you can use your illusion net if that's what you are working with, but I'm working with just a regular schmegular net. This net is typically sold, last I checked, it was 200 naira per yard. Maybe now it's 250 or 300. Honestly, I don't know. Please ask your fabric vendor. And for the sake of this beading pattern, I'm going to be working with the size 12 beading needle. You can get away with using the size 11 if that's what you have. I'm also going to be working with my fabric pencil. I got this off of AliExpress. For those that are new here, I've talked about this multiple times on the channel, but I know that some people are coming across my channel for the first time. So this is called a fabric pencil, and I got it from AliExpress. If you don't know how to shop on AliExpress, I have a video explaining how I typically shop on that platform. Feel free to check it out. Editing Funmibi, link that video at this point. Alright, so what I'm going to first of all start off doing is I'm going to be making simple dots on this piece of fabric. I don't know if it's going to show on camera. I really hope it does, but I've made a dot here. I hope you guys can see this. So I'm just going to make more of these dots all over this piece of net, and we're going to understand why I'm creating these dots in a second. So I'm just going to do this real quick. So I hope we can see the dots. I know it's kind of faint, but if we were here with me, we will be able to see it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I did not, as you guys saw, I wasn't doing any calculation. I simply was just creating dots all over the net, because I know someone might ask, oh, what's the distance between the dots? There's no measurement. Just create dots depending on how you want to create your design. I'm going to start beading now. First of all, I'm going to create a knot. I'm working with size 12 beading needle, like I said earlier, size 12, and I'm working with invisible thread. For those that don't know what invisible thread is, I'm going to show us. So this is what invisible thread looks like. You can get this from your sewing accessories shop. I've talked multiple times about all the people that I buy stuff from. If you are new here, I suggest that you catch up with my old videos. My hand just touched my mic. If you are new here, I suggest that you catch up on my older videos, binge watch my content so you're up to speed with us, okay? So because it might be difficult for me to start bringing people up to speed in every video. Anyway, I'm going to first of all start off by creating a knot using this my invisible thread. Guys, working with invisible thread on net is an extreme sport. I think I've talked about this a lot, but it requires a lot of patience. I'm currently working on an online course where I will be providing a very in-depth tutorial for people that will just want extra from me, because I've gotten a lot of requests from us for online courses. If I have a course, I'm currently in the process of filming, and once the videos are ready for sale, I'm going to let us know. So you guys should gather your coins together so that once that announcement goes up, for those that are interested, you guys will be ready to pay. The plan is for that course to be available by July, if possible June, but first week in July it should be ready. Okay, but I'm going to post the flyer on the community tab, and it's a limited class. Hopefully you guys come through. I'll let us know. I'll give us more details once everything is ready to launch. Anyway, I've successfully created my knot right here. I hope we can see. So this is the knot right here. Alright, so now it's time for us to start picking up our beads, and this beading pattern, like we saw at the intro of the video, is what you can use to create that kind of theme. So I'm going to be working with pearls. These are just regular pure white pearls, and I'm just going to be passing it through my fabric or my nets. And I'm starting from one dot, okay? So that's the reason why we created these dots. You start from one dot and start to work your way around. So this is one, and as I'm sewing, I'm knotting as I'm going along. So the next thing, very close to where your pearl is, you pass your needle and come out at another dot. Can we see? I hope we can see clearly. This is a dot right here. Can we see the blue? So you bring out your thread at that point, pick one more bead, pass it through your needle like so, and then try to create a knot still at this point that we placed a dot on. I hope we all get the gist of what I'm saying anyway. So this is done, as we can see. 2. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pass my needle and thread again and come out at this next dot right here where my hand is pointing at, like so. Pull, pick one bead, pass it through my needle, like so, create a knot again right where that dot is. So we see why it's important to create those dots. If I did not create those dots, I'll just be, it could work, all right. So for people that are lazy beaders, you can do without creating the dots. But if you want your life to be easy basically, and you won't be doing too much thinking, it's better to just make your markings. That's why your fabric pencil is very important. So I'm passing my needle through another dot that I created again. Bring out like so, pick one bead, drop it, create a knot. Invisible thread. So can we see what's going on here? And then pass your needle again through another dot like so. Alright friends, so I don't waste too much time on this particular beading pattern. I just want to show us what it would typically look like if you go about doing it. So imagine that you make a dress, and maybe at the top part, the bust area, you have nets going on there and you want to bead on it. This beading pattern works perfectly, and then you can create the bodice of your dress. Another thing I would like to clear is that I don't teach people how to make dress. I feel like I am currently still also trying to perfect my skill as a dressmaker. So I would be a fraudster to be telling people that I can teach you how to make dresses like Vicky James or Imagine by Bukola or Becca Needles and Stitches. I am also learning from those people. Those people inspire me. What I can teach you is how to bead on dresses, bead on headpieces, because that's my job. That's what I do apart from YouTube. I make headpieces, beaded headband, beaded accessories for people. Okay, so that's just, I wanted to also just mention that because I've been seeing a lot of comments here and there, people saying, oh, teach me how to make this dress. Myself, I'm looking for who will teach me how to make those dresses. Okay, all right, so there's something going on here and I want to also explain to us. So with this beading that I did on this side of the net, we can see that I have my invisible thread going on there. Someone that doesn't come very close would not see that there's invisible thread going on. If I move backwards, like if I move my stuff backwards, even you guys will find it difficult to see the invisible thread going on. So that's why when working on net, I personally recommend using invisible thread. And when using invisible thread, I like to use this clear one when working on certain types of net. But if, for example, I'm working on a black net and I'm trying to bead black beads on a black net, I can get away with using this type of invisible thread. This is also an invisible thread, but it's in color black, and this one is like the clear one. All right, so that is why I like to use invisible thread on net. See here now that I use polyester thread. For those that don't know, polyester thread is the regular thread, the 50 naira, 150 naira thread that we buy from our sewing accessories shops. That is the type of thread that they call polyester thread. Imagine doing this on a dress, say a wedding dress, for example. I'm supposed to bead on the wedding dress, and I have nets going on it, and I beaded, and this color is showing under, like major ISO, right? It doesn't look cute, it doesn't look professional. So when working on net, is important for you as a beader to have inner eye. Yoruba people call that ojunu, to like look at things and kind of look at, oh, what are the best tools or accessories that I can use on this particular theme to give my customer the best results possible, right? So if you call yourself a beader and you're working on net and you bead and you have polyester thread looking like this, it's not going to make sense, right? And chances are you will have serious problem with your clients, right? So I just wanted to point that out. This is the beading pattern that we just worked on. And some people will say, oh, I don't even want to see any joining among my beads. I just want my beads to stand alone. I've seen that comment, I think once or twice on the channel. If you want to do that, you would be beading each bead, knot it up, cut it, knot again, bead one bead, cut it up. Like, who has that time? Nobody has that time. Except you have that time, feel free to do that. But if you're working with invisible thread and you are able to like keep your work neat as possible, even if you are linking your beads to each other, it's still going to look decent. All right, enough of this beading pattern. Let's move to the next beading pattern. For this beading pattern, I'll start off by creating outlines on my illusion net. I'm using illusion net for this particular beading pattern, and I'm drawing something similar to the bust area and the neckline area of a dress. So please work with me, use the power of your imagination. I'm just drawing out my V or sweetheart neckline outlines on this piece of net, and it's on these outlines that we are going to be beading. For the sake of this work, I'm going to be using my rice bead and my crystal bead. Feel free to use any bead combination that you prefer. Working with illusion net, you need to first of all start off by creating a knot to ensure that your work stays secure, and once that is done, you start your bead work. For this portion of the video, talking might not do justice to this entire process, so please watch the way I'm passing my beads through. Take note of all the things that I'm sharing on the screen and replicate it on your own work. If you've not liked the video yet, please go ahead and hit the like button. It supports my channel greatly. Also, if you're not subscribed, I know you like what you see already, so please remember to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to drop your questions down in the comment section. All right, guys, let me keep quiet, pay attention, and enjoy the remaining part of the video. Alright guys, so I'm done with the second line of this particular beading pattern. Because of the kind of person that I am, I'm going to point it out that I would have preferred if this center bead here is aligning with this one here. So when doing yours, please be more strategic and calculative about your work. Make sure that everything is aligning as it should so that your end result will be nice. But this is the vibe that we are going for. So remember the video that I showed us at the intro of this particular tutorial. I did this little scribble here just to show you that okay, this is where the neckline of the outfit is, and then this is the bust area, and then we did this beadwork right here. So depending on how far you want to go, you just keep doing this particular beading pattern until you get to where you're trying to get to. There's still another beading pattern that was done on the bust area of that particular dress. I'm going to also share the tutorial. So this is it. I did a combination of rice beads and crystal beads in size 4. Depending on the color of the dress you are going for, figure out what type of bead and what color of bead you want to use. Remember in the video at the intro, it was a red dress and everything looked incredibly stunning. So yeah, I hope we got the gist of this particular beading tutorial, and yeah, let's move on. All right guys, so we're going to get straight into this particular beading pattern. I've been doing quite a lot of shopping over the past couple of months, buying gemstones, accessories and stuff. If you guys want me to show us a video where I just share some of these accessories, where I got them from, where you can get them from, how to use them, let me know down in the comments. I've done a video similar to that in 2022, that was last year, and the video right now has about I think 14,000 views or 13,000 views. I guess you guys like it, but let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to do an updated haul of my stash, my sewing accessories stash, headbands, where I shop from and all of that. If you guys want me to do something like that video again, comment, do it again in the comment section so I know you guys want it. Do it again. I'm going to leave it on the screen. Comment that and I'll be sure to film that video for us. Anyway, for this particular beading pattern that I'm about to show us, we need our teardrop clusters, and these are teardrop clusters. All right, and with working with clusters, I was going through YouTube recently and I saw a particular creator just making videos regarding beading, and I like to watch those types of videos. And she was talking about how if you want to use clusters, in order for the process of sewing it down to be less stressful, she mentioned that you could first of all use a little bit of glue to first of all stick on the cluster to your fabric before you now go ahead to bead. And I found that that made a lot of sense. So we're going to be using that particular technique in this video. So I'm going to get my glue. For the sake of this stuff, I'm going to use my B6000 because this is the glue that my hand touched first. So I'm going to first of all just like apply a little bit of this glue like so, and then stick it onto my fabric like so, something like this. And to achieve this particular beading technique, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be interchanging the placement of our cluster. So if it's facing up right now, as you guys can see, another one will be like this, just to achieve the beading pattern that we are going for. Can we see how it looks? One is facing up, one is facing down. So I'm going to apply a little bit of glue again on this one that's supposed to be facing down. Just something like this, and then place it strategically right here. So like so. Take another close stone, apply a bit of glue, and place it right here again. I believe we are getting the vibe that this particular beading pattern is supposed to give. Place this upside down like so. I'm going to grab a couple more close stones just so this particular lesson sticks to us. So we have something like this going on right here. The next thing you're going to do now is to grab your beading needle. For the sake of this work, you can use any size of beading needle you like. For me, I'm working with the size 11 beading needle. That's like my favorite size of beading needle to work with when creating designs. So I'm just going to use this size 11 beading needle and my regular polyester thread in color red, because that's what I have close by. So in between all these spaces that we have here, we are going to be beading right here. So can we see where my needle is passing through? Here, 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 here. If I had put more clusters here, I would have continued like all the way down, but for the sake of the number of clusters that we have here. So after applying glue, the first thing you're supposed to do ideally is to sew down your cluster. Okay, so if you're making this into a dress, sew your cluster. Don't just glue your cluster and move on with life. It will fall off and it will spoil your work. So because this is just a tutorial and I don't want this video to be too long, I'm just going to start with my beading immediately. So I'll start from here like so. And for the beads you want to put in between here, it's your choice. You can use crystal beads, you can use seed beads, sand beads, pearls, anything you like. For me, I'm going to be working with some golden seed beads. Somebody was asking me recently that did I buy different colors of beads and mix it up to create this particular bead. No, I did not. I bought this bead like this from Charity. You can take a screenshot if you want to buy it. Hopefully she still has it in stock. Take a screenshot, ask her. For those that don't know who Charity is, she's my vendor at my one market out here in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. She sells beads and other types of accessories and appliques, and I shop from her. I've shared her contact in a different video. I'm going to link that video just so anybody that is interested can reach out to her. So I digress. I hope you guys saw what I just did there. I just picked up a couple of these beads that I just showed us. And what you want to do is to fill up your thread with the beads until you get the quantity that is going to be enough to fill up the triangle that you have going on. As you can see, this my beads here is extending and I want everything to sit perfectly inside this space. So I think I'm going to remove this one single bead right here. I'm going to remove it because it's going to disturb. So once I've done this, I'll just stick my needle right here as close to this last bead as possible. Can you see what's going on now? And then I'll bring out my bead again, very, very close to this last bead. Don't move it too far away. Make sure the bead is, the needle is coming out very close. Still too far away. It's close enough like this. Can we see what's going on? So pull out my needle and thread and then pick up my beads again. Is this perfect? I think so. I think this should do. With your beads, don't be afraid to remove and put extra. If it's not enough, put extra. If it's too much, remove. Don't think that once you've passed the beads through your thread, that's all. You have to stick with it. You don't have to. If it's not giving, adjust it and do the needful. That's what will make your work very, very beautiful at the end of the day. All these little steps here and there is what will make your work stand out and become very neat. And of recent, beaders are just chopping money. I saw a video recently on Instagram where someone was saying that a beader charged was it 150k to bead a single dress. But nowadays, with the kind of bead work that people are doing on dresses, some of those dresses, if you reach, when you see a dress and they call it 1 million naira, you reach to charge that 1 million naira. It's worth it because a lot of work hours and stress and the kind of back pain that will enter those clothes, because some of them, to bead them, you have to be standing. It's not easy, right? So charge your worth. For those that have not seen my video on how to place a price on your service and goods, check out that video. Don't think that, oh, one particular amount of money is too much for you to charge. There's nothing too much. If you are giving quality service, you are supposed to be earning good money as well. In 2023, we are not working like elephants and eating like ants, right? So charge your worth and make sure that your service is matching the money you are charging. Don't be charging big money and be doing nonsense for people, please. Anybody that is on this channel should be a quality service provider, okay? If you are bidding, if you are sewing, make sure that you are doing quality work and charging good money as well. Don't be working hard and the money and the work that you are doing is not showing on your body. let the work and the enjoyment that you're enjoying should be showing on your body. I don't know why I'm giving you guys pep talk, but honestly, that has been something that's been on my mind of recent. Like, I feel like with this line of work with fashion design and beading and millinery, a lot of work hours and stress and mental work goes into this job. And especially out here in Nigeria, people don't value us. They're just like, ah, is it not just headband? Why is it costing 20,000? Meanwhile, the creativity that goes into it, the cost of these accessories, I mean, all these stones and stuff that we see here, it looks flimsy, like, oh my god, is it not just stone? When you go to the market and you price these things, you know that it's not cheap, right? So please, let's make sure that we are not shortchanging ourselves in our businesses. Anyway, I just want to put that little talk right there. So as we can see, I'm filling up the spaces, right? So I'm here again. I'll pass my needle through. I think I even want to remove this last bead. It's making the work extend from the boundary that has been created by the cloth stone. So I'm just going to remove that last one. Pass the needle here again. And then at this point, if I still had cloth stones going on all the way down, I would have continued beading until I fill up the space. But because for the portion that I'm working with, this is what I have here, I'm just going to knot up my thread like so. So can we see what just happened here? This is how this particular beading pattern goes. With beading, there's no limits to how creative you can get. From the video that I showed us at the intro, you see that this particular beading pattern was done along the sweetheart neckline. And for those that don't know what sweetheart neckline is, some in fashion design, V-neck, what some people call V-neck or V-neckline, is what we call sweetheart neckline. So it goes into your bust area and creates like a V shape along your cleavage area. So that's the sweetheart neckline that I'm talking about. So this beading pattern was done along that sweetheart neckline of the bust point of that particular dress. I'm going to leave it on the screen as well so we can confirm what I'm explaining. And like I said earlier, the choice of bead that you want to use in between this space here is yours, right? You can use broken glass bead, rice beads, pearls, what's it called now, little sequins too can work. Small size sequins can work along, just like to give you more work. If that's what you want to do, it's your choice. So this is it for this particular video. We've done 3 different beading patterns for the sake of this particular tutorial. And when you combine all these beading patterns, let me just show us like a recap of what we've done in this video. So these are the 3 beading patterns that we worked with. I hope we all learned something. If we still have questions for me, as usual, do not hesitate to ask me your questions down in the comment section, but please endeavor to watch the entire video all the way through. I don't know how long this tutorial will be, but I'll try my best to keep it as short and precise as possible, take away all the unnecessary footage that will make the video too long. So please try to watch it. Try to watch the video all the way through so you don't ask questions that have been answered in the tutorial already. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section. Again, like I said in between, just in case you missed it, if you want me to do a haul of my accessories, show you everything I have in my accessory stash, where to buy them, how to source for them, how to know original from fake, guys, that's another skill that is very important in this work. If you want to know how to differentiate fake cloth stone from original cloth stone, fake croc stone, and the rest of that, just let me know down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to teach us. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like the video, subscribe, share with your friends, and yeah, I would see you in another tutorial very, very soon. Bye.